Hello all you fun I Just Reddit fans and friends. OMG, do we have a story for you today? This one is about a man finding his wife and her boss in his bed one day before his anniversary. What he does after that is both shocking and amazing. The poster says he will possibly update, and if he does, I'm going to link it in the comments. I can't wait and hopefully he does. Spelling and grammar errors, courtesy of Reddit. Lol. Don't forget to like and subscribe. This story is titled, Caught Wife Cheating Day Before Anniversary. D-Day was 10 days ago, 1/29th. I won't forget that day now either, cause of the day after our anniversary. Since then I have been reading a lot of posts on this sub. It has been helpful to know I'm not the only one. Now I am thinking posting what happened will help me out. It's going to be long cause I think details matter and I've been playing it over and over in my head every day. Our story. Been with my wife 29 years, married 26. I'm 51 male, her 49 female. 2 grown kids, 24 son, 22 daughter. Meet in college, dated, feel in love, married, and thought what I believed was a great marriage. Did a lot of things together, talked all the time, communicated about things that were troublesome. Both of us had successful careers that we both supported each other in along the way, great love life. Maybe not as often as when we were younger, but just as passionate. She's in IT and I own a small landscaping company that employs 75 people that I started after graduation. She's been working from home a lot since COVID and we have been talking about my easing out of the day-to-day operations and her going part-time so we can spend more time together and travel, etc. Now that the kids are established. Looking back, there were no red flags that I've read so much about. No weird texting, no guarding her phone, no clothing changes, no unusual behavior, no nights out with people from work. When she did go out, it was friends and family, and I always heard from someone the next day how I should have come. But I wanted her to go out without me, and I enjoying being by myself doing stuff in my shop. She always was home early. To say I was blindsided is an understatement. D-Day, the week before, I had booked a weekend at a romantic bed-and breakfast owned by some friends. Our state is open. Winter Festival was that weekend. I leave work early to surprise her and tell her to pack a bag, we're going away for our anniversary. I pull my truck in the driveway and find a strange car there. Right away, I just knew, don't know why, but I did. I'm hoping and praying I'm wrong, but my gut is telling I'm not. I sit there a while wondering what to do, leave and talk to her later, leave and pretend I didn't see it, not sure what to do. I'm shaking so bad I can't see straight. When I have something at work I have to do that might be uncomfortable, I always tell myself, man up, get this over with. Suddenly, shaking stops and feel very calm, no idea how, cause inside I'm a wreck. I sneak in the back door and my black lab is laying there with a sad face, like he knows, instead of jumping on me. Man, I love that dog. He stays as I quietly go up the stairs. When I get upstairs, I can hear what is going on in our bedroom. I get to the door and open it and see her boss on top of my wife. I stand there for a second and yell out surprise. The crap show that followed would be laughable if it didn't hurt so much. He rolls off trying to get out of bed, but he gets tangled up in the sheets. My wife is screaming OMG, 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 OMG and trying to cover up but can't cause he's still tangled up. He finally gets out and starts looking for his clothes, only they're on the other side of the bed. This just hit me, in about the same spot where mine used to end up. Don't know why, but I beat him to them and grab them. My wife is crying, I'm so sorry, over and over. I back up to the door and stand there and he's standing next to the bed naked. I grab the big easy chair out of the corner and pull it to the door and sit down. He asks for his clothes and I say no and toss him my wife's robe from the back of the door. He starts to walk towards me. Now, even though I'm 51, I'm in good shape. 6 feet 3 inches, 240. Years of going to the gym and working in landscaping have seen to that. I look at him and say, if you get any closer it's not going to end well for either of us. You'll be in the hospital and I'll be in jail, so why don't you just sit down? Wife is now sobbing into the pillow and he sits down. After an uncomfortable silence, he asks, what now? My reply is I have no idea. Wife is still crying a little but sits up. Finally, I pull out my phone and tell them that they are going to tell me everything while I record it all. They look at each and my wife asks, what do I mean everything? I say everything, how it started, how long this been going on, when, where, hotels, dinners, etc., everything. My wife says this is the only time, to which I yell BS. There is no way you'd be comfortable enough to bring him to our bed if this hadn't been going on for some time. If you lie to me again, I'm walking out that door and finding a divorce lawyer. She starts crying again. So, for the next 10 to 15 minutes it all comes out, been going on for over 9 months. Started with him flirting with her etc. till he asked her to lunch and she went. A few drinks later they were at a hotel. She came home to me that night like nothing happened. She swears that it was killing her, and she wanted to tell me but didn't know how. Again, I call BS. If it was killing you, it would not have been so easy to keep it going. They even went to a week-long convention for work that I used to go with her too. She told me company policy changed and spouses couldn't go anymore. I put my phone away and more silence. Then an idea hits me. I look through his clothes for his phone and ask him for passcode. He actually gives it to me, so I start going through his phone. I find some pictures of a woman I assume is his wife and ask her name. Carol. She's very pretty, but not as pretty as my Ashley, I tell him. More pictures of kids, find out he has 3, and finally a family picture of all of them. I hold up the phone and say, a beautiful family, why did you throw it all away for a tumble with my wife? His reply, what do you mean throw it all away? Me, you really think Carol isn't going to find out? Him, how is she going to find out? Me, I'm going to call her right now. He stands up and says, no, you can't. My wife screams out, please, you can't do this to him. I lost it. Can't do this to him. You've destroyed me, our family, our friends, our future, and broken my heart, and you're worried about him. I'm shaking again, trying not to let her see cry, but I can't hold together anymore. I fall back in the chair and start sobbing. She tries to come over to me, but I look at her, say, stay the hell away from me. After a while I calm down and look at his phone again. He again says, please don't, I'm begging you. I swear I'll tell her. Yeah right, I reply. He's standing there pleading with me not to, as I find her number and decide FaceTime would be even better. She answers and hi sweetheart. Looks surprised and says, who are you, is my husband okay? He is for now but won't be in a minute. I flip the screen to show him standing there in my wife's robe. I say, I believe you know him. The room he's standing in is my bedroom. The flowered robe he's wearing belongs to this woman, swinging the phone to catch my wife trying to pull the sheets over her head but too late. That's my wife, and I came home early today to find them having sex. I truly feel sorry for her and lousy for how I did it. She starts crying and he tries the honey I'm so sorry, I can explain, it was just one time etc. routine. I tell her not to believe a word, that it's been going on for over 9 months and that I spent the last 15 minutes recording all the details they were willing to share. I tell her I'm going to text her my number and she should send me her email and I'll send her the video. I give him the phone and I hear her tell him when he gets home there will be a bag packed outside and if he tries to come in the house, she'll call the police, and hangs up. I toss him his clothes and he leaves after he's dressed. Now, it's just me and my wife. She looks at me and starts to cry, saying she is so sorry, never meant to hurt me, can I forgive her, it didn't mean anything. All the usual cheaters BS. I look at her, tell her to pack a bag and get the hell out my house. I go downstairs and pour a drink. I'm sitting on the couch when she comes downstairs. She starts towards me and I say just stop. She asks if we talk about this and I tell her maybe, just maybe, but not now. I tell her it's going to be really hard to not look for a divorce lawyer and she starts crying again. She looks at me and I know an I love you is coming. I say, don't you dare say that right now because I don't think I will ever believe it anymore. More crying, so she turns and walks out the door. Seeing her crying walking out the door, my entire life leaving, I break down and fall on the floor shaking, sobbing uncontrollably. No idea how long, but I finally sit down, still crying, and call my best friend. I try to speak but start crying again and can't get the words out. He asks what's wrong, but I can't talk. He asks if I'm at home and I kind of grunt yay and says he'll be right there. 30 minutes later he's in my house, I'm still crying. I give him my phone with the video up and he proceeds to watch. I can't bear to hear it and get us both a drink. He comes in the kitchen and takes me drink away and dumps them both, saying, this isn't going to help you. Tells me I can't stay here tonight alone and go upstairs and pack a bag. I come downstairs and he has my lab on a leash, and we go to his house. That was 10 days ago, and I still feel like absolute crap. I know this was long, thanks for reading this far. I will try to update later. Comment 1. Wow, 29 years. Sorry bro. 9 months is a long time to pretend everything is fine. Comment 2. Meet with a lawyer ASAP. Just to know what your options are. Go to a doctor and get tested for STDs. Who knows how many other women that dude had or how many other man your wife had. Tell your kids and family before she twists the story to them. Once you did all that, take all the time you need to yourself. Write down the questions that you have. Comment 3. Your story caused a visceral reaction. Staying with your friend while you find your footing is extremely valuable. Also, it's great that he took the alcohol away. Lots of questions I want to ask, like, do your kids know? Have you talked to her? Have you consulted an attorney? Since it seems so fresh, I'll just hold off until you're comfortable updating. This community will offer support as well as advice. Stay strong. Also, great job getting it all on camera and contacting his wife. That'll be valuable in the future. Comment 4. You handled the initial confrontation very well. Now you need to move on and start preparing yourself for the future. In some states, you can sue the affair partner for alienation of affection. If you win, it awards you money for the affair partner for stealing your spouse's affection from you. Consider reporting both of them to HR at their place of work. Many suggest waiting until you have the divorce finalized to decrease the likelihood of having to pay alimony to an unemployed ex. If you decide to reconcile, go ahead and do it. If you decide to attempt reconciliation, then demand that all contact be immediately cut with the affair partner. No more contact in any form whatsoever will be tolerated. Demand access to all electronic devices at all times, to check for inappropriate contact and messages. When you get pushback about it violating their privacy, remind that they destroyed the trust, and if they want to save the marriage, this is a requirement. Inform them that it is going to take a long time to restore your trust. And that if you think they're continuing to hide things, then it will be harder for trust to be re-established. Demand a post-nuptial agreement, if you do not have a prenup, and include an infidelity clause where she basically forfeits everything if she cheats again. Since you have kids, even though they're older, demand a paternity test. Expect your wife to push back on this. Probably she will claim you don't trust her. Remind her that she cheated and lied to you about the affair. Don't give in on this, get the paternity test. Hopefully the children are yours. However, if it turns out you are not the father, this will provide support for claims of infidelity during your marriage if it does go to divorce. Immediately separate your finances into an account that only you have access to, not her. Cancel all joint credit cards. Remove her from your life, health, and car insurance. Lock your credit to prevent anything from being opened in your name. Also secure all important papers, driver's license, passports, birth certificates, etc. Get a STI check. Keep all correspondence with her to prove what is said. Only meet in public to ensure witnesses for behavior, in case she tries to make false claims. If one-party recording is legal in your state, do it to have proof of what's said also. Set up security cameras with audio around the house and inside. Make sure the data is secured online where she cannot access it. Check the cell phone records for a list of calls and texts with the affair partner. If you have cloud online storage, check for pictures and documents about the affair. Print out everything so you have proof in case it is deleted later. Make a few copies and keep one in a secure location that your significant other does not have access, only you have access. Let all her friends and family know exactly why you threw her out of the house. Let everyone know you caught them freaking in your house. Get ahead of her trying to turn it on you. Do not let her try to blame you for this situation. Best wishes. Sorry this happened to you. Comment 5. Good move FaceTiming wife. You should definitely file for divorce even if you don't go through with it. If you are thinking of reconciliation, which I know I couldn't after seeing it for myself, she needs to be put through the ringer. Good luck. Thank you so very much for listening. Please check out my other videos and like and subscribe.